Welcome back everyone to Welstopia, and today we are going to get into a little bit of brewing. Why am I interested in brewing now? This is because yesterday, when delivering some materials for me on working on the North Tunnel, Elite the Prime also gave me a couple of potions of swiftness. A potion of swiftness, this is an 8-minute one, I got a couple of those. And of course, it'd be nice to have a few more of those, something I've made myself. Because let's face it, when you live way at the end of the North Tunnel, okay, there's someone beyond me on there, but when you live as far down as I do, being able to move faster is nice. Now, some people like to use boats in order to get through. Some people have put on the nether roof, put a boat on there which they use in order to travel across ice going through there. You've got some people who of course have ice in their tunnels. For right now I've been putting ice under the slabs to help you to run a little bit faster. Some people go through there on elytra using rockets in order to go there faster. All sorts of tricks you have in order to get through as quickly as possible. I don't have an elytra, so therefore I thought maybe a potion of swiftness or 7 will help me along. And for that I'll need a brewing stand. And we just bring this out. Boy, it's a lot easier to find a recipe these days when you've got that little thing going on. And I was thinking that this might make my little potion brewing nook right here. Now that was my only blaze rod that I had, unfortunately, so therefore I don't have much in the matter of blaze rods. Is that a good position? I'll leave it here for now, but what I will need is some bottles. Probably see if I get a few more of those. Some blaze powder for fuel. I think I've heard that you can have 10 uses there, so therefore that is going to need replacement soon. So I'm going to have to get some more blaze rods to get more blaze powder, and that means going against our old friend the blazes, which were giving me a lot of trouble yesterday. So at least I know where there is a fortress located, but I think we may have a blaze farm also. But I also need some water. Actually, I need some water in the bottle. Ah ha ha ha! Yes. I need water inside the bottle. But first, let me get some more bottles. Glass bottle needs... Well, I suppose that makes sense. Okay, now I've got 4 glass bottles. Let's give myself a few more. Let's get some of these with water. And then I could get to brewing. Now, if I recall properly, the next ingredient is nether wart. And that brews up for a while. I presume that's what that little thing is. That gives me 3 awkward potions or something like... What makes a potion awkward? I don't know, but it'll have to do. And I've got 3 awkward potions. And that must mean next that I need sugar, I believe. So sugar I should have... I should really get this organized. That's what I really should do. Alright, let's see. Sugar cane. There we go. A dash of sugar. And while that goes on, I could put this... This is the start of my potion area here. I think I need redstone for the next ingredient. So Let me just take a stack of redstone here. Potion of Swiftness, 3 minutes. And hopefully that's right, so I don't ruin whatever potion I've got. And if I'm right, then this should give me 3 potions of swiftness for 8 minutes. And that'll be just what I need. That's the ticket. So thank you, Aletha Prime, for reminding me of the existence of this. So I'm going to keep 2 here. I'll keep 2 more here. Try to remember to replenish it. Actually, keep 1 on me since I'll be needing that pretty soon anyway. And I think it's time to show you what progress I've made on the North Tunnel. And the good news is that on the north front, I have finally made it to exit 88. Stina Rose, Proteus, Pineleaf, Dognut, and Jake. I had to use the short names for Dognut, Pineleaf, and actually I think everyone except Stina Rose has a shortcut to their name there because it all wouldn't fit onto the sign. Maybe if we come up with a nice name for the road, we could put the road name up there and then put the names on the side, similar to what they did for the Highway to Hell. And we have one more person that lives way down here. 27 more chunks down. So that will be a long way down. There is a large exposed area there, so therefore I can't just say, well, there's no more exposed space. No, there is a large exposed area there, so I am going to have to, at some point, take care of this. Now, I have to give thanks to Aletha Prime for giving me some extra granite. I was running out of granite near the end, and she was also able to deliver some extra glowstone. And glowstone is very, very tough to get. I mined out all of the easy stuff a while back, so it's good to have some extra there. So there we go. Nice progress on the north, and hopefully I'll be able to continue at some point, and maybe I could get to the end someday. On the east tunnel, we have a similar situation. We have a narrowing down to a single width here, and you go a long, long way before you run into anyone. And I believe that what is at the end here is a public farm that's not yet open. One of Obbs's farm. And since it's not open yet, obviously we don't have to be down there immediately, except that you come to a point where you have exposed area, and I mean worse than anything I've seen on the North Tunnel. It's just a single line of netherrack on through there, so we'll need a floor and all that fun stuff all going through there. And that's going to be a real thrill running through. So we are going to have to worry about that eventually. But as you can see, the situation is that we've gotten all but one person covered in both tunnels, if I understand things correctly. Now, based on where new players have been putting their bases, I think this is the direction that's more likely to see new people arriving. And if that's the case, we'll probably need to build here first. Now, this is exit 31, which is another reason, because we're up to exit 88 down on the north end. This is 31, so therefore going down another 50 blocks is something that could reasonably happen. So I think from the point of view of where we're more likely to have future people coming, this is the tunnel I'll concentrate on. And I'm going to be doing the north tunnel as I pass by it, since, of course, in order to go home, I have to go right by that particular work area. And hopefully, I can get those both done in short order. Back over at my base, I've come to the conclusion that the asymmetrical style here, where we've got the door on the right side, this here, nah, it doesn't feel right. I think what I need to do is to create a third module of this kind, even though it's not part of the ordeal process. Push the prep room over one, and I think that will work with the entrance, because the entrance, we come in here, right around here, and we're a bit lopsided here. I was thinking if we push that over, get that to be symmetrical, then the entrance is symmetrical with that. Actually, perhaps I'll try to make the entire entrance symmetrical with it. Sounds like I'm one off on that, which means moving this over by one. Well, that's doable. So I'm thinking I'll move this over by one, create another module there, push that back, and try to get a symmetrical room here. So therefore, in the end, I want to be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from here. And then on the other end, after the module, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means we'll want 2, 3, 4, 5. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So therefore, this is about where I would like things to end. Now, unfortunately, that might be just where yeah, that is where this room is. That means pulling all of this down and moving all of this. Fortunately, I managed to acquire a second shulker box, and I think I'm going to use that in order to help me to dump all these in, dump half a chest into a shulker, go to the new storage area, dump it into there, and transfer it over. I don't know whether that's going to be easier or doing it by hand, but I'll have to move all of this. It's going to be a several step process. First thing I want to do, though, is to move that over and create the new module there. And what could I do with that third module? Oh yes, I just remembered a consequence of moving the stairs. I've got the stairs moved, but of course that means this moves, which of course means that the trees move. Well, at least I'll be harvesting a good deal of wood in that particular move. And maybe it'd be a good time to reconsider exactly how I want the trees to be spaced. Yes, I think it's a real nice time to reconsider. Actually, this one might be well just where it is. And it'll be 2 out from the new position. Then this one then could scoot over 2 to keep the symmetry. So that way I only have to bring down one tree, and I know it's the taller of the two, but as I said, more wood. And that way they'll be spaced a little bit more apart, and I think that would look better. So I'll need to finish the stairs and get chopping. There you have it. I brought that out a little bit more. Obviously I've got a little bit more in order to do to make the outside look good, but since I didn't have anything really long surrounding on the outside yet, I didn't worry about it too much here, though I did put some sea lanterns there. Since now I know how to get sea lanterns pretty easily, I thought I'll incorporate this into my build here. But there we go. The trees are now closer to the same size. I'll probably use sea lanterns or jack-o'-lanterns for long-term lighting, but for short-term I still got these torches all over the place. Now it's nice and symmetrical. I can come down here, close this gate. That gate came in really handy because before I remember to torch the stuff, a creeper spawned out here and I was able to shut the gate and keep it out. Now I'll probably have sea lanterns all over the place for the floor. And now we are here. It's nice and symmetrical, which is what I was looking for. Now, concerning the floor, what I would like to do is to do patterns of 3. And I'm going to do this for each of the elements coming on here. So therefore, fire, earth, air, water, and each of them going across here in a 3x3 section, and perhaps a neutral one in between where I've got stone. So therefore 3x3 stone, 3x3 stone with this as a separator, and I'll use that as my floor pattern. And with the water one, I'll be including the sea lanterns. So therefore that's what's going to be providing my light in here, so I don't have to worry about all of this torch spam. Now you also notice I have this netherrack here. This is only temporary, and I put this here so that I can get some netherrack for making potions, because that's the main reason you grow this stuff. I thought that would be nice and nice and useful. And while I'm still designing what I want here, I can put it here, and I might make a real location as soon as I decided where everything is going to be going. And here is the result. In the floor, I have my pattern here 4 by 8, so therefore I go through the pattern twice. I also went through the pattern an additional time on this end for a little bit of an alcove. And I may do another alcove on this end. I'm still trying to decide what to do with that, and if I do put one there, then I'll have to decide what to do with that up there. Now I decided to take the center line out of polished andesite, going down here, lining up with the birch on the stair. And then as for the elements, for fire I used granite with fire as light. Then for water, prismarine with the sea lantern as light. For earth, cobblestone with a jack-o'-lantern as light, the idea being that pumpkins are a product of the earth since they grow from the ground, so therefore that would represent earth. And then for air, since air blocks look like nothing, I thought, how can you tell when you intentionally have air blocks? I decided to use clear glass, and since I tend to associate air with the end, I then put an in rod there to finish that off. So therefore this room is now well lit, so I won't have to worry about mobs spawning all over the place, and also not worrying about torch spam. But I do have to decide what to do with this alcove. If I'm going to create another alcove down there, what I'm going to do with the storage facility, and of course at some point I need to fix those things that I mentioned in an earlier episode that still need mending in here. I still haven't mended the water area and the like in there, so there's still a bit to do in this area, but I think it's starting to come along. Oh yes, and I'm going to need a better ceiling. So that should take us through a episode or two that's coming up when we return to Pineleaf Plays Minecraft Welstopia.